Duelist, welcome back. I know you may have any questions. First of all, why am I wearing this hat? Second of all, where have you been? You said you have a lot of decks that you want to show. Okay, here we go. First of all, I was on vacation, and I just got back, and I bought this hat at the Ren Fair, and I like it. And if you don't, go fuck yourself. Second of all, there was a deck that I made right before I left for vacation with my brother that I wanted to show, and I didn't have time to show it because I was packing and getting ready for the vacation. Now that I'm back, I can actually show you, and it is a Runick variant. Now, I know that there is many Runick variants that are currently in the meta, especially after getting back after Oceanics passed, and now, I guess that's the main event, Oceanics and some regionals passed. There was some lists floating around. There's like a Mystic Mind variant that's based on deck out. There's the Spright variant that is, obviously I think would be considered the best one currently. There's even some Tearlament variants. There's so many variants of Runick that you can play in literally anything because of just how good the cards are. And for me personally, I love these cards. They remind me a lot of Sky Striker, which is one of my favorite decks. The style is very similar. I think quick play spells are the best in the game, especially ones that are multi-use that can either double as interruptions or if they can be used as combo starters or extenders. Now, I have made this list with my brother, like I said, and I'm very proud of it. I've been doing extremely well on Ranked Dueling Book currently, and I wanted to show it to you guys, since I unfortunately missed the cutoff for Niagara and I cannot go. So this is probably what I would have played if I was going to Niagara, or something similar to this list, because every time I've played, it has been absolutely crazy. So I'm going to show you the list, and we're going to go through it card by card, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, guys, so here is the pile that I am referring to. As you can see, there is a lot of shit going on here, and I am gladly going to explain it all to you and why the ratios look so fucking weird. I know a lot of stuff looks weird, but I promise you it works. So obviously, this is a variant on the Runick Spright deck. I have tried a million different Runick builds, including Pure and Tearlament, as I was saying earlier. I've tried them all before I left because obviously when I got back, I had a mail day of literally getting all the Runick cards in. So I am definitely going to make this in real life. It's just a matter of how I'm going to make it in real life. And this is leaning like the build that I am going to go with. I just need to pick up actual Spright cards. But so for the actual deck itself, everything synergizes very well, and you'll see in in the order that you have to play it, it goes together very well. It plays around a lot of stuff, and it also can play through a lot of stuff. I would highly recommend at least trying it if you want to try this. So we're going to go through the card by card, and then I'm going to explain some stuff afterwards. So we have 1 Illegal Knight, 1 Magician Souls, 1 Rodent Totem, 3 Spright Blue, 1 Spright Carrot, 3 Spright Jet, 1 Spright Pixies, 1 Spright Red, 3 Swap Frog, 1 Griffin Rider, 3 Water Enchantress, and Illusion of Chaos. That's it for the monsters, just a flat 20. For spells, which is the rest of the deck, the 40 spell cards that we play, 3 Dark Ruler No More, 2 Draco Back, 2 Fateful Adventure, 1 Foolish Burial, 2 Pot of Desires, 3 Rite of Armistier, 3 Runick Destruction, 2 Runick Dispelling, 3 Runick Flashing Fire, 3 Runick Fountain, 3 Runick Freezing Chains, 1 Runick Golden Droplet, 3 Runick Slumber, 1 Runick Smithing Storm, 3 Runick Tip, 1 Spright Smashers, 3 Spright Starters, and 1 Terraforming. That's it for the main deck. We're going to go to the extra deck. 2 Hugin Runick Wings, and then 2 Gigantic Spright, 1 Totally Awesome, 1 Access Code, 1 Dark, 1 Area of the Water Charmer, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, 1 Selene, 2 Elf, and 1 Zeraburrows. I am going to say, I know that you can see the side deck there as well. I am not 100% sold on the side deck. I am definitely leaning more to the Lava Golem Sphere Mode route for this deck, because you really don't need your normal summon at all, which is the craziest part about it. So outing boards is very easy with these cards. I'm also a big fan of Lightning Storm, specifically because you can't play something like evenly and you still want to play that blowout back row card. I'm going to play Harpies probably, and like Red Reboot and things like that, but for now, it was just experimenting with just like a one-off spell that could just blow away everything and see if I like it. You can't play evenly in this because of the Runick cards, obviously. And yeah, that's just something I wanted to point out. Also, the extra deck is by no means set in stone. A lot of these cards are in here for experimental purposes. 3 Elf might be the way to go. I'm not positive yet. So far, I haven't needed it. But all of these cards have come up in their own right, and I just wanted to make mention of that. I also had Bomber in earlier, which is kind of cool. Obviously you can Elf in the Bomber or Dragon, and then Bomber Dragon blow up the board, and then you also have other ways to special summon monsters to trigger Bomber again. But that's besides the point. For the actual main deck. So as you can tell, we are playing a super heavy adventure package. We have 2 Faithful Adventure, 2 Draco Back, and the Illegal Knight, as well as the Griffin Rider. That is very heavy, plus the Foolish Burial to see it. So I am double downing on the adventure package strictly because I think they help play around Dark Ruler for 1, and they play through boards for 2 like it's nothing. Which the Runick cards skip your battle phase, so you need a way to play through boards. So when you have stuff like Dracoback and Illegal Knight, you can bounce 3 cards away, or you can bounce away 2 away with Illegal Knight and then put the Illegal Knight back to your hand with Dracoback so that you can bounce 2 more cards as an interruption on your opponent's turn. This comes up a lot when you skip your battle phase. You need to break boards. And it is super, super relevant. I cannot stress that enough. It is absolutely crazy how good the adventure package feels right now. Also, it helps play around Dark Ruler. So obviously when you're playing, you're going to make Griffin Rider and you're going to summon it during your turn. But if you don't summon it, or if you drew Illegal Knight during your opponent's turn, you do not have to summon them immediately. You can wait for something like Dark Ruler and more of them to play, and then play them on your board. Obviously, Griffin Rider, you want in the field as early as possible so that you can have the Omni negate. But if you're ending on Elf Toad, you really don't need the Griffin Rider there yet. You know what I mean? Like, you do not need this card there yet. Obviously, it can help protect, get to the board of Toad and Griffin Rider, but, you know, it's just something that worth mentioning that you can play around stuff like that. Obviously, we play a very heavy Spright package. That is because any Runick plus any 1 Spright is the full Spright combo into the Elf and the Toad. So that's obviously very, very strong. Plus the Fateful helps chain block the Hugin to get the Fountain. The main purpose of this deck, I would feel like, is that you end on a board of Fountain plus the double Toad. Or, yeah, I'll say double Toad. Like Toad plus Elf and plus Runick in hands, obviously, and the Griffin Rider or Illegal Knight, which is a lot of interruptions. And it's not only a lot of interruptions, it's a lot of spread interruptions, if you know what I mean. So, like, one card doesn't really out that. There's no one card that really beats it. The scariest thing is something like Evenly Match. And when we have things like Griffin Rider and Toad, if they just have Evenly, they're going to need a lot more to deal with that, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. But overall, this deck is extremely fun. I would highly recommend it. It is a little tough to play. You got to sequence your cards a little bit. I always recommend going the Adventure cards first, followed by the Runick cards, and then finish with the Spright cards, because I would say the Spright is the most important cards, but that order sets everything up very nicely. So like I said, you can start with the Adventure cards, get the Fateful, then you can use any of the Runick cards to summon Hugin, and then you can chain block the Human, and that gets you a Dracoback and Griffin Rider, and then after that you have the Hugin sitting there with the Griffin Rider to protect, and then if you summon any Spright monster on top of that, you then have that full Spright combo. So that is already insane as it is. As for the Runick ratios, like the 1 Storm and the 1 Golden Droplet, these are more or less just different names. There's not really any purpose that they can, there is games where obviously Mystic Mine is very prevalent. I need to stress that more than enough, especially after winning Euros. Mystic Mine is very, very important. I think it was Euros, or won something recently, I forget what it was. And when you have decks like that, Runick is the perfect counter for that. So if you play this deck, you are literally never losing the Mystic Mine. I feel like you have a very, very strong matchup against it between the double Dracoback, between all the Runick cards, Smite Splashers. You have so many outs to it. And then plus post side, you have even more. Overall, that is something you never have to worry about. You could switch around the Runick ratios. All these cards I like very much. There's nothing really, all the bad ones, you pretty much just use a special summon and then shuffle back to draw extra cards. But I maxed out on the actual interruption ones. This is the only one that you can consider, but with Tyromant running around right now, and not a lot of decks are really adding, besides like Spright, I'm not sold on playing this at 3 yet. I'd rather have the utility of playing other ones. Like this has come up to banish a ton of cards my opponent controls. This has also come up as just a 5-card hit by itself. So I'd value the names more, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Double Dracoback, because I need to stress, obviously, we're playing Pot of Desires as well, so having 2 of this is very important, and it does come up when you go Runick cards turn 1, they make a board, and then you have to play Runick cards again, and you need Dracoback to continue to facilitate the advantage that it does, because it counters the meta so good right now. Being able to bounce back Elf, being able to bounce back Tyromant cards, they really do make up a lot. So I think that's everything for the main deck. Illegal Knights is crazy right now. I can't stress that enough. Just being able to bounce away cards. Bouncing right now as a mechanic is very good, I would say. Just as a general rule of thumb. Magician Souls, just as an off one of. This probably could come out if you really wanted it to. I'm not, when it goes, it's nuts. When it doesn't go, it's like, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you desires, you might hit the illusion, you might hit souls, and it kind of sucks, but you can usually discard it off something else, and it's not that big of a deal. Pixies, because you want to be able to out the big guys, whether it be Ultimate Falcon and stuff like that, and sometimes protect your board, because sometimes you go battle phase, attack over Spright Elf. That's it for the main deck, pretty much. Dark Ruler is just an easy one of, just to out, like, the Toad stuff, and then some Tearlament stuff, like, it's pretty good. It's not great. It's just like the best. I would say the best at what it does next to Droplet. I don't know if I'd rather play this or Droplet. I'm just playing this because it plays around Shifter a little bit better. And then, yeah, like I said, for the extra deck, it's kind of weird. Nothing really like important to note. Darken area are obviously both very good right now. IP is very good. Go into Zeraboros with Elf. That's obviously very good. Something to keep in mind when you skip your battle phase and you need to clear the board, going into Selene before you do your Spright combo is also very, very good. Strictly because you can go Selene and then use the access code to banish the Selene and then banish itself to clear up the extra monster zone and then continue to play Runick cards after that. Like, access code isn't, like, to be honest, I really don't use it as a card to end the game with. I use it more as extra destruction to pop cards. So, like, that's why we play Cerberus and Phoenix in here as well. We need, like, Winked and rank 2s that just destroy cards because sometimes we have to skip our battle phase, so you need to destroy. You need to clear the board as much as you can, and these cards help facilitate that. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Like I said, this deck has been really, really good for me. I've been really enjoying it, and yeah, I can't stress enough how good this is. I'll show you, actually, let me show you an end board that I had the other day, and you just tell me how you can out that. I'll do like a break my board challenge. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this board is nuts. This was made with that deck, of course, as I was saying. Like I said, you have the Toad, the Fountain. This is actually, I have the Adventure token with the Illegal Knight in hand, like I was saying. I banished the Wandering Griffin Rider off of the Desires, but again, it doesn't matter. You have, like, all the interruptions with the Runick cards as well. There's a Cosmic Cyclone set. This is, like, post-side. So this was just something to keep in mind. I thought it was just something that was really cool, which is an absolutely crazy board that I wanted to show. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck as much as I did, as much as I do. I'm still not sold on Desire. It's just something to keep in mind. Just sometimes you banish cards that you don't want to banish, but the deck's still playable without, regardless. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck and enjoyed the video, all the explanations that I can give, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.